Robinson. And number 78, Lucas Schell. The Netherlands are coached by Dick Kochius, assistant coach Ad Hagenaars, and team manager Rob Hansen. The opponent of today, please welcome Bella Italia. Number 28, Diego Mazzoli. And number 75, Michele Fioravanti. Italy is coached by Stefano Carducci, assisted by Luca Vittarello, and team manager Benedetta De Ceccio. The referees for today's games, Mika Larzo, Marco Kech, and Christopher Stormar. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you may stand up and please enjoy the national anthem of the Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the national anthem of Italy.
A very warm welcome here back to Stadthalle Sursee, where we are about to get ready for this incredibly important matchup of Italy versus the Netherlands. Italy, the defending world champions, find themselves with their backs against the wall after dropping the opening game of the tournament to Team Switzerland. They must win this game in order to stay alive in the tournament. The Dutch, the pre-tournament favorites, will try to finish off one of their longtime rivals before the tournament gets going for good. Alongside me here, I have Jan Oniger, former Swiss international. He will bring you analysis throughout the game. Welcome, Jan.
Hello. Morning.
The two teams are just finishing their pre-game rituals. Italian captain Jan Ginea makes his way to half court. He will exchange gifts and standards with Dennis van der Bomen, his opposite for Holland. Van der Bomen in the starting lineup alongside Team Heren, Kathleen Strijbosch, the goalkeeper, Ilse van Kamenade and Daphne de Meyer. Opposite them on the Italian starting lineup, it's aforementioned Jan Ginea, it's Marco Ferrasa, it's Patrick Granzotto, it's Claudio Comino, and goalkeeper Fabio Graziano. Jan, your expectations for this game?
I have to admit, I'm really not sure what we're gonna expect. I mean, I think it's a really great matchup, and let's see. That's like Holland's first real test, and let's see if they are back on the way to the finals, or I mean, 4 years ago they were in a rebuild and were not the strongest team ever, but now I think they regained their strength. So let's see how this works out.
Van der Bomen gets the game going, sends it forward to Team Heren. Comino steals the ball and Italy will take over. Slight surprise to me, Jan. I don't know about you, to see Heren in the starting lineups.
Yeah, also, I was also surprised. I really thought it's Jules van der Heyden. But Tim developed really strong in the last years. I mean, he's been there for a long time also already. But he developed his game in the last 3 or 4 years really strong. So
Ginea taking up the position in the left-hand corner of the Italian offense. A backhand from Comino, save, blocked by Van der Bomen. Ginea fighting for it. Heren comes in to steal it. Back around the net to Van der Bomen, who will collect. A hot pass towards Heren, who couldn't catch up with it. Now he's battling Comino for it, and Ferrasa getting in there as well. The Dutch to get back to Heren. The Dutch with so much talent, it can be hard to really know what to expect from their lineup decisions. They have so many great, especially hand-stick players, that any lineup is a top-class team. So Ginea takes over, sends it back to Granzotto. We have a whistle here. There's a blocking foul on one of the Italians. The Dutch will receive the free ball. Van der Bomen, the veteran.
He's looking for Harry, I guess.
He finds him. Shot saved by Graziano. Great save by the Italian goalkeeper. That's a big opportunity wasted here for Holland to take an early lead. Van der Bomen and Heren right back at it. Heren.
Yeah, that's a method or a tactic that we're going to see a lot today. That the Dutch player drives around the screen, that their T-stick sets, or the lower pointed hand stick player, and then they just play the ball to the center, or like cross court to the center, and then yeah, they always try to open up the chances like this.
Italians on a break. Yinier met by De Maya, met by Hele. Granzotto will dig it out. Granzotto will pull it back out, and the Italians will start over. Comino sets the edge, blocked by Hele. Beautiful, almost effortless block by the young Dutchman. The pass, though, off target. Granzotto can collect. And he will initiate the Italian offense.
Interesting to see that Holland really plays a active defense. Like it's not really that they are standing at the crease and just waiting for their opponent. They're always try to catch the ball or close to the ball. Always one person up high.
And the Bowman the other way now. Trying to pick out Hele. He sends it back to Caminada, the safety valve. She will collect, and Hele will take over control. So the Italians a bit more of a defensive alignment, a little more conservative, sending up Faras at the T-stick to harass the Dutch ball handlers to just make sure that they aren't giving a complete free pass. Backhand shot blocked by Granzotto.
Yeah, I mean, who can blame Italy for it, that they stand a bit more defensive than the Dutch team? So
shot by Granzotto from long distance, saved by Streibusch. So important to stay alert as a goalkeeper. Hele the other way.
On the fly.
Shot blocked by Comino. Great shot there from Granzotto, but kept out by Streibusch. Yinier. Some confusion as to where the ball was, I think, from Hele. Granzotto in reverse. He fumbles it. It's underneath Caminade. Now Yinier. Streibusch. Trying to keep a tight seal against the post here. Finally, the ball comes to rest in the goal area. The Dutch will have a goal ball here. You see the slow motion shot from Hele, blocked by Comino. Streibusch tips it to Van der Bowman, who will get the offense going. Hele. So the game off to a slow start. Shot, off the crossbar. A high ball will be called here.
Seconds after you mentioned the slow start.
The caster's curse, very much in play. The ball, of course, not allowed to travel at a height more than 20 centimeters. So any ball that touches the crossbar is definitionally a high ball. Comino with a couple of good screens here. He gets a corner. Streibusch right there to stop him. Granzotto will pull it back. The Italians a little more of a old school style team with a lot of driving movement, not as much passing as the Dutch. A lot about setting screens, driving around them, finding a crack in the opposing defense. Graziano again with good goalkeeping, closing the door on the front post, the near post, I should say. Italians a little out of position here. Here I could find the right pass. They could have exploited the opening. Instead, everything settles down. Ooh. Nice pass from Van der Bomen and a nice cut by Hera. Instead, the other way, Granzotto in the corner. Ooh, a lot of contact here. De Maya moving the goal, but the referee decides that it must have been Granzotto pushing De Maya into the net. Granzotto certainly disagrees. It'll be a Dutch ball once again.
Yeah, I also thought De Maya should have stopped earlier. So that's why I'm a little bit, yeah.
Of course, the referee was right there. He had the perfect vantage point.
Yeah.
The woman. Vinier now versus Caminade. Great defending by the number 2 from the Dutch. Get an Italian free ball, and the fight for position around the goal area arc is immediately.
Verrazza and Van den Bomen, they're at it. Yeah. Every little inch is important here.
So can you find an opening shot? Saved by Freiburg and knocked out of bounds. For a Dutch free ball. So maybe it wasn't off of Freiburg, but maybe the post. Van der Bomen. Both defenses are very well balanced and showing almost no weakness. A shot here, but Graziano right there. A lot of contact again between De Maya and Graziano, and I think Graziano's hand has been knocked off his stick.
Oh, yeah.
Someone needs to tell Comino so he can knock the ball out of bounds. He still doesn't know.
Or he goes to score a goal, I don't know.
Yeah. That's of course the other option.
The referee helped, I guess.
Yep. There it is,
okay.
And it's not the first time we've seen this from Roberto Graziano. It might be worth to tape his arm down. Would you say, Jan?
Yeah, definitely. I'm also fixing my arms all the way down, so there's nothing to move or yeah.
Clearly the contact between Graziano and De Maya, the thing that led to Graziano dropping his hand, basically. His hand falling off the joystick.
Marco Verrazza going for a T-stick change. Got a bit.
Verrazza always doing the dirty work, getting his nose in there. And sometimes that can be a little hard on the gear. So neither team really able to seriously threaten the opposing goal, not in a consistent way anyway. Interesting to see how especially the Dutch, who have had possession most of the time, how they go about prying open this Italian defense. They have so much offensive talent on the bench. At some point they'll probably try different players to carry out the plan.
Yeah, I mean, so far there was not a surprising moment in the Dutch game. I mean, it's pretty solid, it's pretty strong, but like the Italians had always had an answer to it, like were always ready.
Yeah, a nice bit of sportsmanship from the Dutch. giving possession back to the Italians. But, Comino, though, quickly turns it over, and back to the Dutch we go. Van der Bomen has gotten by Verasa now when looking for a gap. Can't find it, sends it back, and Tim Here will collect. Here back to Caminade, pressured by Verrazza. Van der Bomen, Verrazza back in position. A little more urgency is needed from the Dutch, I think. And just as I say that, Van der Bomen behind Tim Hele. And the Dutch take an early lead here with 10 minutes into the first half. Let's see the slow motion here. Very, very slow build up, but whips a pass to Tim Hele, who punches it through. Italy now. Remember, this is a must-win game for Team Italy. They Granzotto in reverse. Full speed reverse here from Granzotto. Keeps it going.
Leads 1-0, time 10:45.
Maybe there's a lot of Nassim Afra.
The German superstar. Who,
sorry. Yeah.
The German superstar who's known for his style of reversing through the course. Sets the edge, shot and a score. The blockers, the Italian blocking screeners up there, carved out a corner for him, and he went right for it and got it by Katarzyna Freibosch in the Dutch goal. Okay, so a sign of life here from the Italians. That was an example of the Italian style of wanting to set up a driving lane more so than a passing lane. And,
yeah, the Dutch bench and the Dutch
also here fighting for it. It wins it, maybe. A lot of contact again for Verrazza and De Meyer. De Meyer, tough player, not afraid to get in there, mix it up. Comino now from deep position. They have Van der Bomen out of position. De Meyer as well, a long-range shot from Comino, saved by Freibosch, and the rebound collected by De Meyer. He's surrounded by Italians though. Can't you get it out? He'll try to get it out behind Verrazza. Eventually does, and Van der Bomen now can counterattack. Can he find Hele, who is streaking down the court? Hele now. And we'll have a reset. The Italians with a chance to get back in formation. Verrazza still with the high pressure.
The game starts to heat up a little. Good for us.
Van der Bomen calling for it in the corner. Hele not obliging. Nice handle on from the youngster here. Yeah, around the net, tries to find a crease in the Italian defense. Graziano covers his near posts well though. It's very quick, Graziano on the line. Veraza wins it. A T-stick player. Beautiful stuff by the Italian veteran. Ranzotto back the other way. We'll look for Comino.
I see Jules van der Heyden getting ready.
Along with veteran Richard Gautschwart. So the Dutch maybe will try to throw something different at the Italian defense. First they must get the ball back. Comino sends it forward to Granzotto. Van der Bomen wins it. The Dutch will collect. Van der Bomen met by Guinea. Granzotto, Comino covers him off. It's a team effort to stop a player like Van der Bomen. Here, Van der Bomen. Coming out ahead, do have a corner here. But instead, Van der Bomen shoots down the middle. It's blocked by the Italians. Guinea back the other way. He'll shoot first time. Saved by Schreibusch. See how difficult it is to keep away the shot saved by Gasciano. Another save. Oh, but this time Hera finds a crease on the Italian goalkeeper. He played it off Graziano and in it went. I think, Jan, I better start keeping quiet. The moment I praise a player, I speak highly of one team, something goes wrong. It goes completely the opposite direction. Bit of a mistake, of course, by Graziano, but they've been under so much pressure throughout the game that at some point it was going to break.
Yeah, I think you were talking about Murphy's Law, or is it? Yeah.
So, even though the game situation now changing, there's only 4 minutes left here in the second half, the Dutch will carry on with the substitutions we talked about earlier. In comes Van der Heyden and Gautschwart, and out goes Caminade and De Meyer. An incredible luxury for the Dutch to have this amount of hand-stick talent sitting on the bench.
Especially being able to combine them on the field together, like that they not go over 12 points. So that's really
they have plenty of classification points to play with.
Number 5, Daphne De Meyer, newly in the game, number 11, which is Richard Gautschwart.
So in comes Gautschwart, in comes Van der Heyden. Van der Heyden, teammate of Dennis van der Bomen in GP Bulls Eindhoven. Comino now, the Dutch defense dialing back the pressure. Almost daring the Italians to attack. Comino tries the pass, Van der Heyden shuts him down. He'll collect. Finding Tim Hera in the opposite corner. Straight ahead to Van der Bomen, who sends it behind his back towards Van der Heyden, but Guinea all over it. He wins it back for Italy. Such a dangerous counter-attack when you have 3 skilled passers like this from the Dutch. Granzotto in reverse. Up top to Comino.
Dutch now with a bit lower defense than before.
Shot but saved by Schreibers. The Dutch have dialed down the pressure. Kausvaart able to dig it out, but can't win it himself. So Granzotto will pick it up. He's met by Van der Heijden, tenacious defender. Stabbing for the ball going on. The ball squirts out and back to Comino. 1 minute 15 to go in the first half. It's just been a cautious approach for both teams. Feeling each other out. You can feel the pressure of this game. Shot by Comino, saved by Schreibers. He's playing a great game. Guinea now shoots. Another save by Schreibers, and a foul is called on the Italians for offsides in the goal area. High pressure game this, of course. Italy facing elimination if they do not win this, and on the other hand, the Netherlands team would be delighted to eliminate one of their biggest rivals. A lot of contact for Rasa and Goudswaard. Van der Heijden up top to Here. Back to Van der Heijden.
You can feel that the Italians have to move more when the Dutch playing this triangle passing offense. So it's yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. It's break already.
Time flies by, and when we are being entertained by top-class power chair hockey like this, the two teams will regroup to strategize back in the dressing rooms. Jan and I will return in a couple of minutes with the rest of the game. A 2-1 lead for the Netherlands, a hardly an insurmountable lead. This can change at any moment, so this game is still very much on a knife's edge. Please join us in 8 to 9 minutes when we will be back with the second half. Welcome back here to Stadthalle in Sursee. Second half just about to get underway. Italy facing a 1-goal deficit. They have their backs against the wall. It's a must-win game for the Italian defending world champions. It's incredible to think that they might, if they do not turn this around, they might be eliminated here already on Thursday. Jan and I were discussing in the during the halftime. We were sort of panicking, messing around with our papers here. We couldn't figure out how on earth the Dutch could fit both Heere, Van der Bomen, and Van der Heijden into their lineup and stay below the 12 classification points. That's the upper limit. Gauchwart and Schreibosch, of course, help. Those two players are only count for half a classification point each. And before this tournament, Dennis Van der Bomen was reclassified as a 3.5 point player, and that alongside Tim Heere, who's also 3.5, and Van der Heijden, who counts for 4 points. That just about makes the math work, and the Dutch are able to play this lineup and stay at that 12-point limit. Pretty crazy, Jan, how half a point to one of your top players can open up an entire new lineup that the rest of the community just haven't seen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just counting in the first half, and I thought, yeah, I was counting with that Van der Bomen before, so yeah, I didn't expect that. And now, I mean, yeah, to have to see those three hand-stick players together on the field, that's really huge for the Netherlands. I mean,
very powerful lineup, and it might be a sign of things to come later on in the tournament, in the playoffs, in the semifinals, possibly the gold medal game, to see what type of lineup the Dutch will utilize. There's a shot here from Comino. It was blocked by the Dutch defense. The Dutch staying with that sort of patient, laid-back defense, sitting deep, inviting Italian pressure. Passing back and forth here from Van der Heijden and Van der Bomen.
Yeah, again about the classification points, when you think about it, earlier, I mean, when there was Kamal Tartai and Dennis Van der Bomen, just imagine there would be a third guy with the same abilities, the same possibilities in the game. I mean, that would be, then they would always be crushing the team. I mean, they did it also like with 2 hand sticks and 2 key sticks, but this is really almost a little bit incredible. Like, and I mean, what I thought about Klaus in the halftime, the Dutch normally they had a really always high-pointed goalkeepers, or like always 1.5 points, or sometimes even 2 points. And I mean, yeah, with 2 0.5 players, they really have way more options.
Grand Sotto getting tangled here with Heere.
Great reaction by Grand Sotto that he didn't drove further.
If Grand Sotto touches his stick right now, he's going to flip over. He gets help from the Italian bench, and he can play on. Might be just a referee ball here, I guess, yes. In the Dutch zone, though, so always a bit of a tense moment. Okay, so the Dutch will just pass the ball to the Italians. They were in possession after all. The Dutch fans getting into it now. Setting up shop.
Yeah, Grand Sotto's always searching the contact of like defenders always searching the contact at Franzotto's wheel or side of his wheelchair, so it's really on the edge here.
Shot. Oh,
wow.
Behind the back, just wide. Oh, Franzotto sends it back, but Van der Bowman was there, sort of cherry picking. He passes it to Van der Heyden. Gauswaard sets a sheen. Van der Heyden, met by Jinea, met by Ferrasa. Gauswaard always almost getting in the way of the Dutch own pass. Interesting to see that they have Gauswaard playing this high up the court, this close to his own goal. Normally you would see him fighting for possession down at the down on the penalty area, but a lot of contact here. Gauswaard grimacing in pain.
I know.
I think he's all right though. Tough guy.
Yeah, he always has to make those turning movements to put his hand up back on the, or his second hand up on the joystick.
Van der Bowman.
And I mean, it's such an unthankful word to
Van der Bowman.
Screen Marco Ferrazza.
Ferrazza, a tough player that always fighting through the screens.
Such a skilled driver, really impressive.
Pass from Van der Bowman to Van der Heyden, but kept out by Graciano. Here.
Again at it. Wow.
And he's missing on defense. He gets back quickly though. And the movement blocked by Ginea. So hard for the Italians to force the issue here. Ferrasa. Great job by the Italian number 10.
Against Van der Bowman.
Ginea. Here. He's got Van der Bowman in front. Can't find a passing lane. Sends it back to Van der Heyden. Yeah, and the Dutch will start over.
Franzotto really carefully closed the gap there. Always staying in the passing lane, yeah.
Van der Bowman can't locate the ball, Gracia. Ferrasa.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a tough job with the T-stick against three opponents, but
there was a bit yeah, that's what I would say, yeah. Yeah. No complaining here.
Charge from the
Dutch. Dutch think the referees are wrong, but that was definitely a call they had to make.
We have an official on the court. I think we're going to have a speed test now. Franzotto will have to leave and go on to the rollers to be tested for speed. Diego Massoli is occupying the substitution area along the Italian bench.
Check for player number 7 from Italy.
So we might see him in action soon.
expected that they take Marco Ferrazza from Italian team because he always looks so fast. But do you know how if they have a system in choosing a player, or is it just randomly that they think?
Not familiar with the procedure, Jan. I would imagine that it's the referees actually suspecting maybe a speed violation and
There's a
selecting
speed
the.
violation.
Excuse me.
I think there is a speed violation because they're discussing now and then.
Certainly some protests going on from the Italian bench. Barassa shaking his head.
Oh, that's a red card. That's a red card for Granzotto.
Granzotto has been sent off.
Yeah.
This is a 5-minute suspension. Will have to be served by one of the Italian players. And Granzotto must leave the game. He cannot come back. So he has been caught speeding. Quite literally.
Red card against player number 7 from Italy. Red card against player number 7, Patrick Granzotto.
Huge mistake here, I think, by the Italians. There's really not that much advantage to speeding, and going over. But you have to imagine by a few tenths of a kilometer per hour.
Or
There's really no discussing. I mean, it's pretty clear. If the rollers, the official rollers, the speed measuring device shows more than 15 kilometers per hour, that's it. You've been caught cheating by definition. So, I wonder what all the fuss is about right now.
I just remember a case that I had with the Swiss national team at the European Championship 2016 when Saila Lumi from Finland got a red card, and I think it was because the referee thought she changed the gear during or seconds before the speed test, and I think that's an issue here as well. I'm not sure, but
You saw
just from the hand signs from the referees and the talking, yeah.
We saw very briefly that the official who came onto the field took a picture, a snapshot of the settings of Granzotto, and I mean, if you are tampering with the settings between leaving the court and going onto those rollers, that's as good as a violation, and
That's true. Yeah, that's
really, in a sense, a little more sinister actually, because that signals a sort of intent to speed, but
and maybe Granzotto didn't realize that he took a picture of this.
he didn't realize he wasn't allowed. There's all kinds of options here. Well, so it's an Italian free ball, but they are down one man, and they will be for the next 5 minutes until 13-17 I have on my watch. Of course, if the just a final detail on the suspension, while the 5 minutes are ticking away, Granzotto's classification points still counts. So they still must account for those 4 points they now have sitting outside the bench. As if the Italian build-up play couldn't be any slower, Firmino will take his time here. They are bringing Graziano ahead to sort of shield him from any Dutch pressure.
I'm surprised that the Dutch are not trying to attack a little bit more.
They could finish this game here. They could take the decisive lead. Maybe just 5 minutes is a long time, Jan, you know this, but maybe just start out by feeling out what's the Italian plan here. Are they going to try and score themselves? Then maybe stay back in defense. If not, well, we might force the issue.
No, I think it's just really doing what he does best, Firmino. carrying and shielding the ball. That's really one of his strengths. Here.
Oh, Here wins the ball, steals it cleanly from Firmino, and pushing the empty net left by Graziano, obviously. That's a calculated risk you run if you are Team Italy.
That was a clear steal, really impressive. Like, it's really merciful. Like, I was talking about Firmino's strength, and then seconds later Team Here is there.
Nice for me to hear that you are subject to that as well. Caster's curse. I have some sort of issue with Graziano, I think.
Oh, Jules van der Hayden's foot is... Oh, he's holding his foot.
Oh boy.
Can see.
Van der Hayden, of course, suffering from a disease that brings with him very brittle bones structures, and
I didn't saw it.
I didn't see any contact, and his feet and legs are well protected behind that barrier, but he may have just broken his leg, everyone. Really a grave concern here.
And another substitution from the Netherlands. Number 17, Jules van der Hayden, is replaced by
see from his weight, it's really hurting a lot, so it's,
he has broken bones many times over in his life, but it never gets any easier. A couple of years ago, he was in Denmark playing the 2-on-2 tournament, and his team was forced to withdraw after he broke a leg at that occasion as well. Such a terrible disease.
I attended that tournament as well. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It will be attended to by the medical staff here in the arena. It's always a bit shocking to me when these guys, they play so powerfully, with so recklessly, fearlessly, and they know that. Oh! Van der Bomen from half court.
Not joking around here.
Not joking around, I think. Ending the competitive parts of this game. We will have yet another speed control now. Van der Bomen now has been selected for speed control.
The referee reminds him not to change the gear.
Yes, not to change any of the settings on the chair to sort of dull down his speed. I don't know what the referees are seeing here, Jan. I'm not particularly worried about Dennis Van der Bomen speeding, but it's tough getting a 5-minute match penalty like this, because even if you concede, you're not allowed to return to full strength. The normal 2-minute suspension ends effectively when a goal is scored, as you might know from ice hockey and other sports.
It's really the same in ice hockey. Also, when you have a 5-minute penalty, you cannot put in a player after 5 minutes in those 5 minutes, and you concede a goal there.
So the Dutch can keep running up the score.
Substitution for Italy. New in the game, Emma Doni.
Comes Emma Doni and Mattia Ramina instead of Ferrazza and Guinea.
We didn't saw it, Cloud, but Anna Rossi she was below the speaker's protest, or like the announcer's protest, and she said it was because the red card was because he tried to change the gear.
Wow.
Like Anna Rossi just confirmed that right now.
Another substitution
in sign language to me.
New in the game with number 3.
Yeah.
Nice to have a translator here beside me, picking up all the details that's going on in Swiss German.
No, no, it was on a roster, so it was English, but like, yeah, it was just weird.
So all of a sudden, this game has the Dutch have.
And there's Mattia Ramina.
Ramina with a shot from distance. I mean, obviously, it's a time of desperation for the Italians. They must try to conjure up some sort of threat on goal. Here, and the Bowman, the Dutch changed as well. In comes Caminade and De Maya, the starting lineup. And the Bowman can basically kill time here. I don't think the Italians are interested in leaving their formation.
And there's still now 1 minute, 1.5 minutes left.
Still a minute and a half to go on the suspension. A little less now, but Marciano cannot make it back to his to the other side of the net with not enough teammates there to cover off both his posts. And the Italians are facing elimination. 8 minutes to go here and about a minute left of the suspension. You get the sense that they won't be able to really mount a comeback before they go back to full strength. Amina though, shot just wide.
Wow. Close one again. And then Timpero, wow.
Miguel will pass it to Van der Bowman. Off target the pass.
Back.
Van der Bowman, can he find Caminada maybe on the backside? No, he will scurry around the backhand.
Oh, Marciano gave him a little gap there.
It's tough to defend. Like the Bowman had maybe 40%, half of the goal area arc here. I mean, he's going to score at a very high percentage.
And with his hat trick, his third goal of the day, number 14.
6-1 now, and
Dennis Van der Bowman.
the Dutch are on the brink of finishing off their Italian rivals. Bit of a weird game it turned out after all the speed control nonsense. It's a shame for us, the viewers, that we were sort of the score was only 2-1 at that point, and the game very much still in the balance. But
Italy is complete now.
Italy now. In comes Diego Mazzoli.
Diego Mazzoli on the pitch for Italy.
It is rather shocking to contemplate that the Italians might be eliminated here already on Thursday, having their title defense cut short. Such is life when you are in the group of death here, Group A, with alongside Holland and Switzerland. And only 2 teams will advance, so when you lose both games against Switzerland and Holland, well, you are facing long odds of making it through. Losing to an awesome team like Holland is nothing to be ashamed about. The damage was done. The critical damage was done to the Italian hopes of a title defense on Tuesday, on the opening game of this tournament, when they blew a 2-goal lead against Team Switzerland. Jan Schäuble of Switzerland scoring with only seconds to go of the game, and securing that 6-5 win for the Swiss. So the last moments of desperation here from the Italians. Ramina.
No, there was no gap between. I would have wished that. I would be the referee. I would listen to the other side. There was no gap for Ramina there.
Even though the game is out of hand, my colleague here frustrated by
yeah, and I mean
what he regards as a missed call.
15-37.
No, he made the call, but just on the wrong side.
Yes, pointed in the wrong direction perhaps, but the ball will stay with Italy after this timeout.
Yeah, it's really a pity with that suspension there. It really that killed the game, I'd say. Like, yeah.
Also
It was
substitution.
really interesting so
Team
far, and
Italy,
then
newly in the game with number
Holland
10,
has to score the goals in these 5 minutes. I mean, yeah.
Number 13, Emma Doni.
It's the way of the game, but still, yeah. Really a little bit sad to see, but
There's always a loss to a tournament when the defending champion must bow out. This sets up tomorrow's game at 1 p.m. between Team Switzerland, the host, the hometown darlings, and Holland. Shot from blocked by Van der Bomen. The Swiss and Holland then will try to fight for the win of Group A, try to finish on top. That might actually be somewhat important game, as you want to try to position yourself. And I think most teams would prefer playing Team Finland rather than the Danes. So with that on the line, the Swiss and Dutch will play tomorrow. Of course, that game could be a preview of the gold medal game of the final. Close to an own goal here. But Schreibers stayed awake long enough to keep the ball out.
Mazzoli and Hare there in a great infight.
Mazzoli comes out on top, sends it out to Comino.
Those two young guns.
Not the last time we've seen those two go at it at a World Cup event, I'm sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
Comino, backhand,
Wow.
blocked by the defense. Mazzoli recovers the rebound. A lot of contact in front. The referee has had enough. And now he's hands out a yellow card for Comino and another Italian suspension. This carries with it a 2-minute suspension, and Comino is disgusted. Drives off the court sort of violently. He picks up his stuff on the bench and
One of the Italian assistants was clapping his hand sarcastically to the referee, and then Christopher Stormark told him, yeah, not to do that. Would not have been the first person on the bench to get a card at this tournament.
oh,
Wow.
that's such a great play.
Hare And
Bowman to Ehre, that combination lethal. So Comino allowed back onto the pitch, as I mentioned. The yellow card, 2-minute suspension is ends whenever a team scores. So 7-1, slightly flattering. I think the Dutch here. They were perhaps the better team today, but not by an amount commensurate to that margin. But
no, definitely not.
Obviously, the suspensions
Killed it. Wow.
basically put an end to the Italian title defense. Mazzoli, Caminada holds on, surrounded by Italians. And the moment in on goal, Mazzoli blocked.
Great work.
Great
from
job
Mazzoli.
by Mazzoli. A lot of potential in this kid, Mazzoli. He could be a future star. Takes a page out of Gansotto's book and goes in reverse, but Hela steals it.
And I'm deeply sorry for all the Azzurri or the Tifosi, because I was talking about an assistant, and it's not an assistant, it's the head coach of the Italian national team, Stefano Carducci. Sorry for that mistake. Yeah. It's great to see the Italian fans still chanting for their team. Really, that's for their squadra. That's really nice. Great sportsmanship here. Wow! Wow!
And the Dutch are just showing off at this point. Tim Hela behind his back, stole the ball himself.
Was it the goal of the tournament so far?
It's got to be up there. I mean, we've seen some brilliant scores. But look at this.
Look at it again.
Behind the back,
Wow.
whips it into the corner. I mean, that's an incredible score. We've seen a lot of brilliant goals, particularly from long range. And this one, put a little extra on this one to end the game. So the Dutch win it 8-1, aided by Italian suspensions throughout the game. Now, sadly, this means that the Italians must leave the tournament. They still have games to go. Tomorrow they'll be playing Team Canada. And of course we will have placement games on Sunday. But this really marks the end of their title defense.
Next game at 1 p.m. Australia versus Germany, Australia.
Coming up here from Sursee, Switzerland, is the game between Australia and Germany. Germany find themselves in a similar spot to Italy, having been all but mathematically eliminated. And they will try to get up off the mat and against Team Australia. That game is at 1 o'clock, and I hope you'll stick around and follow along with us. So for now, though, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.